last Friday, we asked if your needs were conflicting with your actions. So did you work this out? Did any of you go away and work this out? If you could put that in the comments, that would be great. I'd like to see if any of you kind of had a chance to work out if any of your human needs were conflicting with your actual behaviours. So the needs are the ones of significance, connection, growth, certainty, uncertainty, and the other one, contribution. How they conflict with what your behaviours are, your human behaviours. So whether you look at things on the long-term goal, are you getting a quick fix and it's feeling good in the beginning, but at the end it's not a very good long-term goal? Are they conflicting? Okay, so if you did work it out, pop it in the comments for me. Nobody just yet. It's fine. You can always go back and try and work it out. So an example of this conflict is, say, for example, you might meet somebody new and they've got the potential that, that you'd like to spend the rest of your life with them. However, their number one priority or their number one need is certainty. But your number one need is uncertainty or variety. So there's going to be some conflict there. It's going to be, the person who likes to be all organised is going to find you frustrating as somebody who likes a lot of variety. So when there's conflict in this, it's about weighing up, is connection a higher priority? So if connection with loved ones or with a partner is more important to you than certainty, then obviously you make sacrifices and you kind of work it out. So it's about trying to work out how you can fulfill all of your needs. And we were working out how to use the 6 human behaviours human needs to transform your behaviours. I'm not going to go into it too much. I wrote a whole load of stuff, but we basically covered the pain and pleasure work. So it's long-term pain associated with one kind of behaviour. So working out what kind of behaviours you have that give you a long-term, pain, long-term pain. But then on the flip side of that, work out what kind of behaviours you have associated with a need that you have long-term pleasures with. So try and work out things that you always tend to do in different situations. So thinking about the things that you tend to do in different situations that usually end up causing you long-term pain, and trying to unravel those things. So it's saying it's your language and thought patterns and the decisions that you make influence the behaviour you indulge in. So you need to alter your thoughts and language to turn it into a different set of choices. So it's about asking yourself the right questions. You need to be thinking about what's your usual self-talk. Is it negative about yourself, or can you flip that and turn it into something more positive about yourself? And ask questions to yourself that are going to find solutions rather than looking for the negatives. Okay, so today I want to actually set you a goal to work out a clear, concrete goal for yourself. Now, this, I don't necessarily want it to be about a goal around money, around people, or what you want to help with, or what you want in your life, physical things you want in your life. I want you to think about a feeling that you want to experience. All right, you want to be achieving these feelings in your life. So we are kind of probably experiencing quite heightened levels of emotion right now. I know we have been, because things have changed and our needs have changed as well. When I've been home, I've noticed that my need for connection is higher up on my priorities list than I believed before. So we want to kind of set an emotional goal, like somewhere, is that a feeling of fulfillment? So how could you make yourself feel fulfilled? Is that by finding a creative project? Is it a feeling of happiness? What would create that happiness right now, whilst we want this goal to happen, whilst we're on this lockdown? Okay. Is it a feeling of balance? Are you feeling sort of up here, down here a lot at the moment? I know that is the experience that some of us are going through, but it should start to level itself out as we get into kind of a pattern. So thinking about a clear goal that it is that you want to achieve. It doesn't need to be a tangible goal, but so tangible, for those of you that don't know what tangible means, the younger ones of you, is something that you can pick up or you'll get. But this feeling will help you to get to those tangible goals. Okay, so if you're making better choices with your behaviours from your needs, then you're going to be fulfilling your other goals. I kind of skip around a bit, don't I? I know what I mean. So your behaviours, we're trying to keep into class 1 or class 2 behaviours where the short-term feeling is good. It can be uncomfortable, and it can be, maybe the first part can be not a nice feeling to start with, but it's short term, that always moves into a good long-term goal feeling. It's good for everyone, it's good for you, and it's good for the greater good, for everyone, the ripples, the effects it has on everybody going forwards. So, and your behaviours need to start trying to fulfill all of your 6 human needs. Okay, so you can do this also by setting yourself SMART goals. Okay, so they're measurable goals, attainable. All right, time achieve. You can reach them, and they're time specific. So you need to set yourself a goal, a time frame to reach that goal. So I'm looking at connection today because of how we're feeling. Not being as connected. We may be more connected with people we haven't for a long time, because on social media, that's where we connect with people we haven't necessarily seen in years. But you're not connecting necessarily with the people that you usually do day to day, like your close family. So it's changed who you're connecting with, and might be making you feel a bit unsettled. So I want you to think about this goal. Right, so if you can just close your eyes for a moment, and thinking about the feeling you want to feel. Is that feeling that when you wake up in the morning, you're excited about your day and you feel like you've got purpose? Is that the feeling you're looking for? Is the feeling that you're looking for just to feel balanced and contented and with no stresses or troubles? Or is that feeling of fulfillment, that you're fulfilling your needs, the needs that are most important to you? So we're going to think about, how do you achieve connection in your life right now? Keeping your eyes closed. Are you having phone calls with your loved ones? Are you having FaceTime or video calls with them? Have you thought about writing them a letter? Something that you may not have done for a long time, but is still something that you could do. Telling them how much you care about them, what you love about them, and keeping that connection real. Reminding yourself about the people that you love and why you love them. So just take some time to think about the goal that you want to feel and about the connection and what connection has to do with your feeling that you want to feel. So your connection is being pushed right now. Your need for connection is being pushed. Some of you may have at first felt like this was ideal for you, that you could get some time in isolation without having to be around people because you're an introvert. And some of you may have been very fearful of this straight away because you love being around people and you love being connected physically. You love being the extrovert and just being around everyone. Think about how that's changed in you. Have you found a different way to fulfill that? Or have you started wanting more connection, even though you were someone who liked to be alone? Have you found that any of your needs that were lower on your list have changed? So maybe your significance has changed. Maybe you needing to feel significant has changed to wanting to contribute. Maybe you've wanted to get out there and help people that are less fortunate and can't get out and get their groceries, etc. Have you found a new yearning for something that you didn't have before? Now I want you to think about where that fits in with your 6 human needs. With certainty, can it be a certain thing? Is it something you can plan for? With variety, with connection or love? Does it fit in with significance? Does it fit in with growth or contribution? How this need that has arisen in you? And how would you behave with that need? How would you assert this need? And how can you think about the behaviours and how it would work with other people? How would it benefit you? How would it benefit others? And how would it benefit the greater good? Coming back to connection, monks meditate alone. There are silent retreats where people go to meditate for days without connection with people, without looking eye to eye, without talking, without any communication, to meditate and go within themselves. And this is by choice. So maybe sometimes use this time to actually see where your feelings are. What feeling are you craving? What long-term goal can you have? Or a goal for before the end of this lockdown? for you to feel? Is it settled? Is it balanced? Is it fulfilled? Is it happiness? Now, sometimes in these times, we are going to have a lot of emotions. Emotions will have come to the surface. And that's where to kind of just think these through. Ask the questions that are going to find your answers. Ask yourself, and if you don't know, go and find the answer. So we want to implement some healthy routines. So trying to get yourself some good sleep. Trying to make sure you are sleeping, preferably from 10 till 6 at least, as our emotional healing is in the first 4 hours, and physical healing in the second 4 hours, or vice versa. So from 10 till 2, there's healing going on, either emotionally or physically. And then from 2 till 6, the same. So sleep is really important. It's important to ground yourself, to take walks out in your garden, in nature if you can, barefoot if you can, just to ground yourself and to just settle your heart rate. Maybe in this time, you might feel like you want to learn a new skill or be creative. That might give you excitement, that might give you dread. Think over some projects that you may have been putting to one side that you can use this time to do that. Growth can be uncomfortable, especially when we're made to think about things that we've not wanted to think about. But you have to go through some discomfort to experience the change for the better as well. And I believe that actually after all of this, things are going to be good because everyone will have realised what's so important to them. And that's what I just want to help you lot do. So, I'm going to love and leave you, and I will be back again tomorrow with a possible change of subject. But if any of you got an idea about what you'd like me to talk about, send us a message. Okay, see you tomorrow.